Cause it is a competition. I walk around with an invisible number on top of my head, just like everybody else in this world, whether you want to admit it or not.
You know what? Like every week they get better. It doesn't even really matter the topic, man. It's just, how can it be whack if everybody's being real?
Because there's a divine order to this. So if you want a woman to submit to you, you need to submit to God.
Polyamory is not based on I want to have sex with more than one person. Like, it's a committed relationship between a particular group of individuals, where it's 3 or 4, but they're not like, we're together, now we're going out and doing this. No, we're together. They're a relationship together.
Cause it is a competition. I walk around with an invisible number on top of my head, just like everybody else in this world, whether you want to admit it or not.
You know what? Like every week they get better. It doesn't even really matter the topic, man. It's just, how can it be whack if everybody's being real?
Because there's a divine order to this. So if you want a woman to submit to you, you need to submit to God.
Polyamory is not based on I want to have sex with more than one person. Like, it's a committed relationship between a particular group of individuals, where it's 3 or 4, but they're not like, we're together, now we're going out and doing this. No, we're together. They're a relationship together.
Cause it is a competition. I walk around with an invisible number on top of my head, just like everybody else in this world, whether you want to admit it or not.
You know what? Like every week they get better. It doesn't even really matter the topic, man. It's just, how can it be whack if everybody's being real?
Because there's a divine order to this. So if you want a woman to submit to you, you need to submit to God.
Polyamory is not based on I want to have sex with more than one person. Like, it's a committed relationship between a particular group of individuals, where it's 3 or 4, but they're not like, we're together, now we're going out and doing this. No, we're together. They're a relationship together.
Cause it is a competition. I walk around with an invisible number on top of my head, just like everybody else in this world, whether you want to admit it or not.
You know what? Like every week they get better. It doesn't even really matter the topic, man. It's just, how can it be whack if everybody's being real?
Because there's a divine order to this. So if you want a woman to submit to you, you need to submit to God.
Polyamory is not based on I want to have sex with more than one person. Like, it's a committed relationship between a particular group of individuals, where it's 3 or 4, but they're not like, we're together, now we're going out and doing this.
Hello. Hey, everybody. Hey, hey. I've been wanting to talk about this whole. Let me fix my hair right quick, y'all, because I just got on here real quick. My hair looking cray a little bit. Um, hey, everybody. Hey. I wanted to talk about this like Tasha K and Cardi B lawsuit. And I really just wanted to get into it because it's huge for YouTube creators, right? Content creators, right? It's huge for us. And it's something that we need to talk about, and we really need to dig deep and just kind of get ideas about how we feel about it. I'd love to hear you guys' opinion about it, about what you know so far. But before I get started, welcome to Gems and Jewel. My name is Juana Chica, and don't forget to subscribe, like this video, comment afterward. I love to hear your comments, and I am very like hands-on and interactive. And I am bringing my favorite person in like the whole wide world on with me. He's like one of my favorite people, of course. Because like me and him, we just been talking about this whole Tasha K thing. So we really wanted to like get into it with you guys. So welcome, Miss Daryl Long.
How you doing, Juana?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing better. Things is going a little bit better for me.
It's going better. Wait. Tell me what that means. Dissect that. Because when people ask you how you doing, they really don't care. But I care. Like I want to know how you doing.
Well, everything that was happening with, me and Leia. I'm in the process of just being around nothing but love and sectoring into like a new place. Just got like a new camera, new other stuff. This is my Sony camera I'm using now, but I just got a new Canon, and I'm about to like start.
You got like some kind of light. What's that going on back there? I see it's like a
So
little.
like I start setting my old lights back up. I'm starting to feel more at home.
The ambiance. You're getting the ambiance together.
That is correct.
Man, you watched the live Tasha K interview, right?
I did.
All 12 minutes of it, right?
Yeah, I did.
I actually put the link of the Tasha K interview in my description because I want y'all to go back and kind of watch her reaction to the lawsuit. But as we all know, Cardi B wins the defamation lawsuit against YouTube blogger Tasha K.
$4 million.
And a jury on Monday awarded Cardi B $1.5 million in punitive damages, $1 million for general damages such as pain and suffering or like some injury, right? And then 1.3 in litigation expenses. Court papers revealed, and this is a CNN source, she was awarded $250K in medical expenses, but I think both parties eventually reduced it to $25K. Cardi B thanked the jury in a statement. She said, "These past couple days, couple years have been very difficult for me and constantly reliving it. It was very hard for me. Thank you to the juries. The juries took time off their regular lives and made a very fair and right decision." The rapper said that in a statement to media, and it was published to TMZ. CNN reached out to Tasha K and her attorneys on Monday. Tasha K responded and said, "My husband, attorney, and I fought really hard," adding that it's only going up from here. And me and Daryl watched her live. Hey, Reese from Philly, how are you? We're talking about this Tasha K thing. We're gonna talk about it for about an hour because I gotta go. But she don't seem like she giving up. I mean, give me your reaction, Daryl, to that, because I was like,
I was highly disappointed in her reaction because she wasn't remorseful. Let's be honest.
Not at all.
We read what you said in the courts. You said that you lied about everything. You said that you had no accurate data about any medical data about Cardi B at all. I think my problem with it ultimately, when I just just sat and thought about this stuff in the last 5 minutes was this woman doesn't understand that, like, if you have a platform where you are putting out content that's causing people to potentially want to harm themselves,
Yeah.
or like that can be dangerous. I'm just wondering if, like, what happens when like depression organizations get involved and these different organizations get involved and they just actually start like canceling you, and
Yeah.
it doesn't just be about YouTube versus an ex-stripper rapper. It becomes something that's like Tasha versus the medical community, because what you're doing is highly insensitive. I think because she said, well, we
She
have
kind of
proof.
minimized her medical history. And so here's the thing. Let me explain
Yes.
to you guys. Tasha K went live today to just give her reaction to this lawsuit, to the jury's verdict and all this. And she basically told us like, hey, Ron P. Hey, Dr. Ann. Hey, Nikki. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. Ricky, don't forget to like the video, subscribe. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Reese from Philly, I appreciate y'all. Tasha K pretty much went live and she basically said that she's not giving up, that she's going to take this to the Supreme Court if necessary, that she feels like she exercised her right to talk about her opinion about media sources and to express her I guess she does her disdain with like I guess media and popular culture, because I feel like she was basically saying like I have a problem with the perception that Cardi B is putting out to the world, and she felt like okay, I have the right to speak about it and give my opinion about it, but I didn't think that's what it was about.
Yeah, she tried to sum it up that way. She tried to like spin the narrative that way, whereas, well, I have the First Amendment. She mentioned the First Amendment.
Right.
She mentioned that, she was going to take it to the Supreme Court. But the problem that like I had, she said she had proof that she can prove that Cardi B never suffered from depression because of
Right.
these things. That blew my mind.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, ooh,
How? What? Yeah,
she kept calling them a machine. Did you notice that? She was
she
like,
did.
the machine. I'm assuming that she's really just talking about how maybe the industry was kind of backing Cardi in this
Yeah.
whole movement against her to silence her. And she doesn't plan on sitting down. Like she feels like she's gonna fight this thing and she's really gonna continue this lawsuit and put Cardi through some stuff, right? Because Cardi's gonna have to attend, she's gonna have to attend all of these other lawsuits that come about, right? So I'm just like, and people in the comments, even though Tasha K didn't seem like she lost nothing, because I mean, it was 30,000 people
Yeah.
like live, and she only spoke for 12 minutes, like
The
12
video
minutes.
have 1 million views by the next few hours.
It'll have 1 million views. Like she literally was getting super chats. People were sending her like $100, $50, 100. Like, so people were supporting her. And I mean, there was a lot of people who was like, just apologize, Tasha, and let it go. Like, let's just move on and things like that. But she really presented as if she was unfazed by the decision that they made. I mean, how much of that is true though? Can you really be unfazed after you've been hit with like a $4 million defamation claim? It kind of ruins your reputation, right?
Like I said, to me, I mean, whether she unfazed, I think she seemed unfazed, but people always act like that. I'm not phased, but they're really terrified, right? And at the end of the day, I think she would have a right to be terrified, because what you're doing is you're putting yourself in more danger, like and not physical danger, but what you're doing is you're exposing your career and your ignorance of mental health, like basically issues, because you really took a L. I think that the best thing Tasha can do right now is apologize and just make it clear that, even with this thing that she said tonight, I think she should apologize about her live tonight, or just take it down, because
She
when
don't
she
seem
said,
like she gonna do that, right? She seems like she's like ready for war. She's like, nope, I'm defending
but
my
would the
right.
Supreme Court even really pick up this case? Let's be real. People say that this stuff all the time. Will the Supreme Court pick up Cardi B versus Tasha? And will they rule against Cardi B knowing that this is a mother who just had a child,
Right. Right.
knowing postpartum depression exists in most women, 1 in 7 specifically, that will be a nightmare politically. Versus Tasha K, they would, she'd be an easy target to to go down for this. I think the best thing for her to do, if I was a close friend, apologize and ask for some kind of sympathy and just move forward, because that's wrong. Listen, if anybody white that I've ever talked about came out and said,
"Hey, on the block with Jen."
"Hey, Jen, how you doing, beautiful?"
Hey.
If
we talking about this Tasha K, Cardi B thing,
if anybody white I've ever talked about came out and said like the stuff on my channel has caused them to like harm themselves, or I would delete it and I would like issue an apology and try my best to never speak about them again.
Now, Daryl, would you really do that though? Because I feel like you, Daryl, I done seen some of your stuff, man. I mean, like, would you though? Would you delete it? I mean, I'm curious.
Like, if she came out and because Cardi really tried to go and tell her woman to woman basically, yes, and say, hey, this is harming me.
Can you tell them that backstory? Because I didn't even know that until I heard you talk about it on your channel. So
I have that video. If you want me to play it, like it's like a 6-minute video of Cardi.
Do I have to give you control or something?
I think I can just share a video file. Let me see if I can find it real quick.
Okay, yeah, play that for everybody because that was powerful. I think Cardi,
it's right here. You have to add it in.
From her words. Yeah.
Do you see it at the bottom right there? I
don't see it.
You don't see it?
I can probably pull it on my phone. Oh yeah, I see it. Okay, let me add it to the screen and then make us.
That's wrong. That you saying that about a stepfather.
I don't know if you want to pause it.
My stepfather loved me more than my dad. Okay. I'm not saying
I don't know
that
if I can pause it. Oh, okay. Okay, good. All right, I paused it. Go ahead. Daryl, did you want to say something about it first?
I was about to say about halfway through, that's when she really started talking about Tasha K, but we can watch the whole thing because she talked about how
where do you know what time it was? Because it's 5 minutes, so about here.
I would say about like right after the phone call happened. About 3 minutes. I would right here about right
okay,
there, right after the
here.
phone call.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna play the so you can see kind of what she said about Tasha K.
I don't know, yo. I'm really passionate with people that show me loyalty. Oh yeah, and my boy Schemo just fucking wrote on my shit right now. Let me tell you something about my boy Schemo. All right, so there's this blogger lady that fucking hates the shit out of me, and I'm gonna sue her ass because I'm tired of her making up fake stories, harassing all of my friends. Like, this lady constantly stalk me. Everybody that she see that I'm close to or like comment back on the pictures.
I don't know what happened. It just stopped. Is it my trash internet?
Bitch, I'm gonna sue you for defamation of character because bitch play and talk shit about me. But when you talk shit about my daughter, that's when I have a fucking issue with you. And that's the type of shit like, it's like you be letting these YouTube bloggers talk mad shit and you let it. But when they get out of line, it's like, you know what? I'm just gonna take legal action because I'm sick of people. Like, I'm really sick of people. Like, the fuck? Anybody that she think I'm close with, she got a fucking story to tell. Like, how you think that I'm close with some girl and then you're gonna go ahead and make up stories about her talking about she's a crackhead and everything? This woman got 3 kids that are active on social media. Like, people just want to make up stories about people and talk shit about people, because, you know, just using my name, you get automatic clickbait and shit. And it's like, when they don't have a story to say about me, they would just make a story up, or they will make a story up about my friends, and I'm sick of it. Like, I'm just sick of it. Like, it's like, I know I get it that I'm famous and people gonna harass me, but when you harass my friends and talk shit about my friends, and when you put my daughter in your fucking mouth, that's when I have a fucking problem. Cause I will bury a fucking block for my child. Bitch, I'll go to jail for fucking life for my kid. So don't even ever try it. And I'm gonna sue that blogger because I'm sick of it. Gathering all my fucking information, bitch. You wanna keep harassing me? You wanna keep harassing my friends? You wanna keep making shit up? Alright then, bitch. I'm gonna take all your fucking bread. think I'm fucking playing them. So crazy. I hate being famous because I can put my hands on people. Like, people really be fucking trying me, and I just gotta sit there and eat it up. Like, I'm sick of it. Bitch gonna put a whole fucking disease on me. Like, bitch, is you crazy? I kiss and love my daughter on. And because you so thirsty for clickbait, you gonna put mad sick shit on me and then make shit up about my child? And then on top of that, I've even seen Schemo, who's like one of my best friends for like 3-4 years. But we always talk because that's somebody that I know since I was a kid. That's somebody that get it popping for me. People be bugging. I swear to God, yo, I really don't like this fame shit. Y'all people is sick. Y'all people is weird. Weird as fuck.
That's basically the whole video. And
yeah, she did talk about, I remember in that video, she also talked about how she had called Tasha K directly, or she messaged her or something, and she said, hey, you're ruining my life, like, take this down, it's ruining my reputation. And she said, if you pay me for it, I'll take
that video is in 2018.
Yeah.
To clarify.
Yep, to clarify, like, that was before, right? She filed the lawsuit in 2019, so it was right before she filed the lawsuit. And she said that she made multiple attempts just to kind of tell her to, like, take it down, and like it wasn't true and stuff like that.
And she did hit her with the, like, you pay me, I take it down. That's basically extortion. But you know, Tasha, she was wrong from the beginning.
Yeah, but like, is there boundaries though? You know what I'm saying? Is there boundaries in these YouTube spaces? Because I do feel like I've seen some dirty videos, like, where people really, really attack people and go in. And lies don't really seem to matter in these YouTube spaces. I mean, everybody knows that I was, like, publicly lied on. And I mean, I tell everybody all the time, like, that was just like a bold-faced lie that was said on me. And I mean, I pretty much thought it was really nothing I could do about it, right? I just took it and was like, I felt the same way. Like, well, I guess there's nothing I can really do. I mean, I could fight back, but I don't have an audience, right? I don't have a following.
Right.
I don't have my own channel. I don't have my own, platform. And so I recently got that. But at the time when the allegations were being spread about me, I had no way to talk about it. I mean, I would have had to jump on somebody else's platform, right? Or I would have had to start from scratch and create me one. And so
it's rough.
What, lies just get told about you, and it's like, you just got to take it, right? And it does. And I don't think that people understood that I was in a group that was, like, associated with my personal life, right? Like, it was my friends, or it was close people who knew us and who knew about me and stuff, and was like, you sleeping with that dude, or you a drunk? Like, people really believed the things that was said about me in those videos. And people who were, like, close knit and friends with me, and then some people in my workplace, right, actually believed it. And it was just like, how do you even respond to that? Because you don't, what do you say? Like, people really think you're a drunk that did, or something,
right.
Like, they think I need help. Like, well, I went to this AA, like, somebody even reached out to me and recommended an AA class. No, seriously.
That's funny.
They was like, I struggle with this, it's nothing to be ashamed of. And, really was like, thought I needed assistance with drinking. I was like, ma'am, no, ma'am. I am not a drunk. Like, you can drink wine without being a drunk. You can have a drink as an adult and not be a drunk. So I don't know what kind of church, Pastor Anton goes to. But if your church is telling you that a woman who drinks a glass of wine is a drunk, then you need to stop going, because you are in a dumbass church. That's all I'm going to say. Because
Anton's just a liar.
He's just a liar.
Altogether. There's people, like, even the video that's on my homepage, right, where Anton is saying, I know where you live at. I know all these different things about you. People say it's not a threat. But if I went online, right, and I never said his wife was ugly, if I just said I know where he lives at, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, they would make it into a threat.
Yeah.
They would make it into a threat. So what I found is usually people who are either a fan of that man or if they are in his inner circle, they ignore things like what he did to you. Bring her husband back into the room so I can tell him who his chick is. 10 months later, I never said anything inappropriate. I never did anything.
So
I
me,
never.
you know
It's
me, I
ridiculous.
didn't even publicly really talk about it. You know, people
You
reached
didn't.
out to me all the time and was like, "Hey, what do you have to say about it?" And I honestly, I didn't know how to even handle it. But
Were you depressed? To be
were
honest,
was I depressed? I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I will say that I went through a lot of hell because I was harassed, you know, by like Instagram people who felt like, you know, the things were true. So they would post it under my pictures. When I would post something on Instagram, they would post something like under my baby picture, under my
Well, that's what
wedding
made me think
picture.
about you with the
Yeah.
Tasha K Cardi thing because Tasha K would say something like that. She said, "Well, I can't control what my fans did. The fact that my
Right.
fans went to you, Cardi, and told you that you couldn't kiss your daughter because I said you had something. That's not my fault.
But you incite your audience when you
But you're
say
the root
stuff.
cause
Yeah,
of the
you're the
problem."
cause. Yeah, you incite the audience. So if you say things about someone, the audience is like observing that and like, you know, taking it in, and then they go and then they harass people. And I don't think that was fair because I mean it was definitely not true. Like I'm not a drunk that missed multiple shows. I don't even know why people believe that. But people were like really trying to help me and give me services. I thought that was really interesting. I was like, wow. I mean, some people took that approach. I mean, obviously it was just people who was like, she a drunk bitch or whatever,
Yeah.
calling me names. But
Well, I
it
just
was
know
some
like
people.
it's the similarities is crazy because it happened to you after
Yeah.
you had a child, like right. Well, and
In the
during the
middle of
moments
that.
of you being pregnant and like basically you had your child after that.
Yeah.
But Cardi went through the same thing. Like this happened to her in the midst of her being pregnant with Culture, then having a Culture.
And I mean, I did have complications in my pregnancy, and I felt like maybe the stress caused that because I was stressed out, and we were stressed out because like family members and friends was calling us, and when they heard the videos and like it was circulating around, you know, and people heard it. And people were calling me to confirm if I was really a drunk, if I really slept with this guy and stuff. So that's why the allegations or the insinuation that I slept with him, I wanted to clear that up because
Ridiculous.
that's what a lot of people believed, that I slept with him. And Anton did say, hey, no, I didn't. But he wouldn't deny the drunk claim, which was crazy to me. Like, why would you continue to perpetuate that? But whatever case, they never want to let the lie go. I don't know why. Just like Tasha K, she won't let it go. Just why can't you just say I lied and I should not have lied on you?
Yeah.
Let's move on. Let me apologize and pay this $4 million over however many years she got to pay it. She probably ain't got to pay it all at once. So
Well,
pay
yeah.
this girl because you lost. But Reese from Philly said Cardi is in my top 5 as one of the most negative influences on Black women in history, and she ain't even Black. But see, she presents as Black. That's what the thing. She doesn't present as white. So when people see her, they see her skin, they're gonna assume she's a Black woman. But at the end of the day, tell me why you have a problem with Cardi B. Tell me why. I mean, I understand, you know, why people have a problem with her and her influences, but you tell me. I'm trying to read
You
some.
know, for me, I understand his statement, and thank you for the sub, Reese, too. Let me say this: Black people are influenced by many things that Black people don't create. I mean, how many Black people love the Titanic? How many Black people love not just the Titanic, but all these different love stories that we can't deny, whether it's you, Reese, personally, but how many young Black girls, young Black men was watching stories like Twilight, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, the Avengers, right? How many Black Avengers are there really, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? Black superheroes in Marvel to name or in DC for that matter, Superman, Batman, Bruce
Yeah.
Wayne, you get it.
What did Jen say? Like I honestly do agree with what Jen is saying though, that she doesn't really believe that she suffered to the level that she claims she suffered, right? I mean, I think a part of it for the court, you have to kind of, you gotta
Listen,
animate
Jen,
it.
Jen
You
might
gotta
be
animate
right.
it.
Jen
Yeah,
might be right. More than
like
likely,
it
Jen
might be
is
right.
right.
Yeah,
But do you want to take the chance
right,
that she rides the depressed thing and other mothers start to say stuff like your
right.
story, her story? There's too many similarities, too many situations where other women can say this person used freedom of speech or a platform to bash me about something that she in court said she lied about.
Right.
I said I was depressed. I'd said that for years. I told it to her personally before it even came to litigation. She ignored it and even then asked for money in exchange. That's ridiculous. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
even if Cardi wasn't sitting around depressed, drinking, fucking, sorry, I gotta stop cussing,
That's
eating ice
okay. I
creams
think
and
it's
stuff like
past
that,
5 minutes, right? I
it's
think we
it's
can.
past 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's been 5
But
minutes.
yeah, maybe she wasn't super fucking depressed, but at the end of the day, I do believe, because I've been doing so much research on postpartum depression, that was the first thing I thought of. What was Cardi already dealing with? Like, before she even became a rapper, right? Like,
Yeah.
her actual trauma as a person. What was she dealing with, like, as an artist, being pregnant by Offset, who was allegedly at that time cheating, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She was probably dealing with so many different things. It's not like this just rolled up and it was the only thing she was dealing with.
Yeah.
I just feel like we got to be very careful of what we say people are not dealing with.
Right. Because we don't know, mental health is not as apparent,
But I
right?
love you,
It's like
Jen. Yeah.
you can't tell by looking at a person that they're not mentally stable. And I think
Mm-hmm.
because, and I'll speak to being pregnant and going through a lot of stress, it is very it's more animated, right? Like, I think my husband dealt with the stress a little bit better than me, because I was really just like sad, like, oh my God, why are they calling me a drunk? What did I do to deserve that? You know what I'm saying? Because I was like dedicated to the show for like over a year. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I
And
was
you was the
there.
person who really brought most people to the
I
show,
Yeah, I
if
was
you want to
there.
be
Like, I
honest.
was there. I was like committed to the show, until I wasn't. And I did leave even on good terms then. I was like, look, I'll
Mm-hmm.
support you guys and I'll do everything. So I don't really believe that you can do anything to deserve for somebody to lie on you and treat you like that. You know what I'm saying? So I do feel like Cardi B was right in defending herself and doing what she have to do. But there's other examples. I know Holly Berry actually she actually sued paparazzi.
Mm-hmm.
There was someone else, a famous person who sued she sued another person, and I mean, there's been some lawsuits, and they haven't been as highly publicized as this one, but there are some people who take action against the publicity when they can, I guess.
I mean, if you just follow the media, people who've been talking about this, like, i.e., The Breakfast Club, Charlemagne wrote a book about mental health. So when they spoke to it, and they have literally millions of people who listen to them every single day, and they watch playbacks of their videos. When you have people who hear the story, who don't listen to Cardi's music, and they don't watch Tasha's videos, the only thing it sounds like to them that you have one person lying about a STD
Yeah.
and making 30 or 40 videos about it at a time where her channel didn't have 1 million subscribers. One could say using her name was clout chasing. They call me a clout chaser all the time when I make videos about anti. But those guys make videos about everybody else. So, like,
Mhm,
but that's
mhm,
what YouTubers do, right? She
mhm.
made videos about somebody who was popular, who she knew that's like if I come out right now and say Nicki Minaj is trash and the Barb's is trash, I'm gonna instantly get views, and people, like, I'm gonna get Barb's to eventually get
Mhm.
a hold of me and say
Using
something.
popular culture to kind of,
Yes, and Nicki is that
streaming. Yeah.
her brother, her
Mhm.
husband, everybody talk about them too when they're past. I'm not gonna talk about that on your channel because you probably know about that. But at the end of the day, everybody judged Nicki for that. Nobody made a
Right.
video talking about
Oh
her
yeah,
husband
Nikki's
being,
husband and hers past. You
and
saying? Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
and her brother as well, the same
Right.
similar past. But
Mhm.
you don't talk about it in the way that Tasha did it. It's very insensitive,
Yeah.
highly insensitive.
Yeah. What did she say about Cardi's daughter? Because she mentioned that she said something about her daughter. I haven't myself heard exactly what was said about her daughter.
I have the video. I was advised not to play it, but I do got it. Like I got the Cardi video. I sent it to you in a
Yeah,
text
I
message.
was like, what was said about her daughter? I couldn't find the research as far as what actually Tasha K said. I know that she reportedly said some things about her being a prostitute and maybe having having STDs, which were denied and false, according to Cardi B. Nikki said, I bet Tasha wish she had taken the video down. Listen, we listened to the Tasha K interview right before this, and I have the link in my description, y'all. So check out her video. It's only 12 minutes. She absolutely displayed no remorse for what happened. She basically said, hey, I'm going to fight this. I have a right to talk about this if I want to. And my First Amendment rights were taken away from me. And I'm summing it up, but that is what overall I got from it, that she was not apologetic and that she did not feel like she did anything wrong.
I love what Jen is saying. We should invite Jen up. But
Jen is more than Jen is always welcome to come on. You know, she knows that. It's like an open
I'll read it for you if you like.
Yes.
She said Cardi has hired people to jump women. Cardi has sent her trans friends to entrap dudes she didn't like. Cardi robbed, cheated, and stole her body for fast money, even when she had a safe, loving home.
Ooh. So she was like, you mean she had like parents who loved her? Is that what you mean? Like, let me know what she means.
I don't know too much about Cardi parents though. Like I'm not well versed in her parents, but the way that she describes her lifestyle is she grew up in the hood in the Bronx, and she had a hard time in the Bronx growing up. She was poor. So, but some of that stuff that Jen put in there, I have heard before about the entrapment. And Cardi is I think she's still fighting the case from 2019 about somebody getting jumped in the club, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's what I thought it was going to lead to, because Tasha. The last time I heard Cardi B name being mentioned in court, it was during a Tekashi 6ix9ine case, where after he was kidnapped, he mentioned a whole bunch of different Pyrus from New York, and her name was brought up being associated with I can't think of the name of the crew right now, but the little blood gang that Tekashi snitched on. Her name, Jim Jones, et cetera, they all were brought up. So I thought that Tasha might have been in danger. That's something that she still need to worry about, because if you plan on just trying to beat this over the head and not letting this go, sometimes real bullies will step out and bully you. I just don't want that to happen.
Tasha K, from what I understand, she's no punk. Like, she got a team of people that's like some thugs too. Like, I think she got like a team of crazy people. So I guess she's like, look, you ready for war? I'm ready. Like, when people have a team of people, when they know they got a backing,
you don't care.
They don't care. They like, girl, come on. You bring your people, I'm bringing mine. Let's go. We got a water fight. So Reese from Philly said, a man with daughters does not want them looking at Cardi, Nicki, Lil Kim, Wendy Williams. I watch ratchet media corrupt minds. I am very angry. What do you think about that? Because I think that it's up to the parents to control what their children have access to, right?
Bingo.
Yeah. I don't know if I can blame the artists, because there's a market out there. Women want to hear their music and bop to it and have a good time, whatever. I don't want to say bop because I sound old. Like, okay, so they want to kick it, right? Yeah. So I feel like we can't blame them for that. I guess you can also censor. I think a lot of us are hands off, and we don't want to censor what our kids are doing. I guess we don't want to be overbearing. But those media, they're free to kind of make their own decisions about the type of music they want to put out. I
don't like that argument, because it reminds me of when men would say, like, we don't want our sons to listen to Ice Cube, et cetera, NWA, but we're not doing anything to like change the environment those young men grew up in.
Yes, because they were really talking about their experiences with
literally
life. And you can't really silence people. See, I'm mixed with the Tasha K verdict, because I don't like to silence people, but I do think that you, as a YouTube content creator, we are responsible for at least saying the alleged, or at least making sure that we make it clear that we don't know for sure if this is true, and being constantly reinforcing that if we're telling some news that we don't know to be true. I think we have a responsibility as content creators to be, make sure, especially when it comes to certain individuals, and I mean, I think we should just treat everybody like that. But I know for sure when we talk about, celebrities, this is their lifestyle. This is how they make their bag. So if we say something that could potentially stop them from getting the bag, that is going to infuriate them to the point where they have more money. They can really challenge you and take you on in the court. And as a YouTuber, if Cardi B would have tried to sue me for $1 million, she'll be waiting for a long damn time to get that $4 million. I don't even know when she gonna get it. Like, girl, you gonna have to take me to court to enforce that.
Yeah, to me, she didn't get her channel taken. Her channel wasn't demonetized. She's still over 1 million views. This is giving her name more publicity than probably anything else she's done in the last 4 years.
Well, I would say, like the Tasha K thing, there was 30,000 people in her live.
Yeah, lead attorney was there, everybody.
And I mean, they were paying, like, she probably made a lot of money. Because
at least 1,000.
She mentioned in the live that people have started like fake GoFundMe accounts for her.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's raised thousands of dollars.
They have.
It really did. It's I mean, like, so people have profited off of this entire thing. And she's like, this not going to me. We haven't made any fake GoFundMe pages. So please, please, please don't, contribute to them or don't donate to them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
the scammers are scamming.
Yeah, Jen says she's 50-50 with it as well. Like, she's really not sure. Let me bring Reese from Philly. I know he got something to say. Reese, how you doing, Reese from Philly?
What's up, y'all?
What's going on, Reese? Appreciate the sub, brother.
Believe it or not, this channel, you educated me on this this Cardi B thing. This is the first I've heard of it.
Oh, wow.
Not the whole situation. I'm talking about the final outcome.
Oh, the final outcome, the win, the one, the 4 million, right? I mean, it's estimated to be about 4 million that she won. Yeah,
I thought it was 4 million.
So I can read it again. It's actually came from the CNN source, and I'll read it for everybody who don't know. Hold on, give me 1 minute. She was, hold on, I'm past it. A jury awarded her 1.5 million in punitive damages, 1 million in general damages such as pain, suffering, and injury. And then she got 1.3 million in litigation expenses. And the court also ordered 25K in medical expenses.
I want to understand something, right?
Yeah.
So I don't understand how this goes, but apparently you can sue somebody for lying about you, lying on you publicly, right? So why did they decide on the 1.5 million or whatever? Is that because of how much Tasha K is worth, or like how do they come up with that number? Like, what if Tasha K was broke?
So,
what would they have to do?
So I'll tell you how it went.
Yeah.
Hold on. Who is that?
We discover exciting.
I can hear somebody. Is that you?
Redefine who we are and how we want to lead our lives.
Hold on, y'all.
Basically, choose what we want our future
That's
to
me.
Like.
I'm sorry.
What's yours going to be?
No, you good. You good.
I had a YouTube playing in the back. I was like, "Is that Bolo?" You know how Bolo's voice sound? He's so soothing. I'm like, Bolo then came in my chat. Okay,
popped up.
So the way Cardi B did it was she had to prove. And hey, Mr. O, just living. Thank you so much for supporting me. Don't forget to like my video, you guys. Don't forget to like this live. She had to prove that she lost income due to this. So she was able to justify losing money. as a result of the lies, because some people really believe that she had like a STD that was incurable and really didn't want her to represent their brand, or she lost endorsements, she lost gigs, she lost jobs, for her being like painted out to be a prostitute. That had implications as well. People didn't want her representing their brands and stuff. And so she was able to tie her losing those endorsements and deals to the rumors that were spread about her allegedly from Tasha K. The videos have been removed. I don't have the video, so I don't know exactly what was said on Tasha K's side. I did see it in live time when she did it, but I don't remember it, and I didn't go back and watch it. So AJ said it's punitive damages, right? So yep.
Yeah, I felt bad for her, to be honest, man.
For who? Cardi B?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that because even after she won, she like tweeted said, you know, she felt good and bad at the same time.
Oh, she
I mean,
lost some acting opportunities as well. That, I mean, when you lose in like you're losing job because your reputation is ruined, you know? I mean, that's true. Like those rumors can affect you. People don't really realize, they think it's innocent. And Vivica Fox, you know, the Queens, I think the Cocktails with Queens channel with like
yeah,
Vivica
Foxo.
Fox. Yeah, they were Foxo. They were talking about this incident, and one of the ladies on the panel was saying like how, you know, it was a blogger who pretty much spread that she was like a homewrecker and a whore, and so like it literally followed her 20 years throughout her career. She was like, I've never slept with like a married man. I've never done that. But because that blogger said it, it went viral and it ruined her. And she couldn't stop it. And he pretty much spread that rumor about her for 3 years. So it pretty much followed her. So I think that it's extremely powerful, the voice that people have on YouTube. And with Tasha K, she has a lot of people following her. Like I got like 20, 30 people in my life. She has millions, thousands. I mean, it was 30,000 people in her live. So you say that to 30,000 people, that can spread, you know, and then millions of people, like to Daryl's point, is going to watch her video, because you know we get views, and after you post the video, you get hundreds and thousands of views after that. So
yeah, this is a fact. She's going to do very well off that. And when you lose movie opportunities, imagine working beside actors, those different things. I mean, look how rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman, but look how that movie elevated his acting career. It made him before his death, it made him like a legend in history. He's going to go down in history for that movie. But acting opportunities put you on a screen for millions to see you, and it lifts you in your representation.
Imagine people thinking you had herpes and don't want to kiss you, right? And really believe
don't want to come near you.
Don't want to come near you, because it is, if you get in contact, you know, you can get it from like contact with a person. So you can't really.
Personally, I don't feel bad for Cardi B. I don't feel bad at all.
Okay, tell me why you don't feel bad, because I know you said that.
I've been wanting Cardi B to disappear for years. I don't like how she moves. I got daughters, so any man on this planet that has daughters don't want them to see people like Cardi B. And the reason, I'm gonna tell you something. I've been watching ratchet chicks like Cardi B for years, and now that my daughters are going on 30 years old, I've watched their behavior change over the years and watched them transform into these women. I'm talking about little girls that had hair down to their waists that are wearing weave now, and they're drop dead gorgeous. My daughters look like models, but they still wear makeup, and they did everything that I hated. And all through their childhood, I told them what was okay and what wasn't okay for women to do.
Maurice, now I wear makeup now. I mean, I don't wear like, you know, whatever. But I mean, come on now. We just, as long as it looks
I don't have a problem with women wearing makeup, but with my daughter, Those are my daughters. You see what I'm saying? I've done the studies. I know what makeup does to women's skin, and we gotta remember, I'm old, so I know chicks that are in their 50s and stuff that wore makeup for 30 years. So you gotta listen to old people.
You also said you was following her, and you watching chicks like Cardi. So if you're watching it though, you're also participating in the culture of it.
I couldn't get away from Cardi B if I tried to.
Yeah, but
she's everywhere. She's like dog shooting fire hydrants everywhere you look.
Is she in your playlist? Do you got Money downloaded in your playlist?
Who?
Money. You know her song. Don't act like that. Don't act like you don't. That's the song that put her on the maps now.
Money Moves?
No, Money.
That's the name of it.
I got that. I want to sing it because I don't know. I don't know how that goes. Let me stop before I've been and got messed up.
No, I thought the song was called Money Moves.
Yeah.
Freezy as, will this affect Tasha K's vlogging style going forward? I feel like this is going to potentially, if she continue to go down the path of war with somebody who she's going to lose. The public is always going to side with Cardi, and the judges, because of Cardi basically leaning towards mental depression, I think that the judges will too, because of the political ramifications if they do not. But yeah, that's my opinion.
Yeah,
I think Tasha K's channel is going to grow, because there might be millions of people out here who've never heard of her before who will tune in now just for the sake of drama. You know how people are, so you never know what's going to happen.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a fair question, Reese from Philly, because you know the skin, the makeup, a lot of it protects women's skin, and hydrates it and moisturizes it. Now, I don't use foundation. I rarely ever use foundation, and that's like what you put on your face. But a lot of it is makeup have went through some huge transformations, I guess, since maybe you were young. And a lot of it is like good for your skin, healthy. It can provide protective measures, because the sun and things like that affect Black women for sure, our skin differently than other races. So I think you unfairly judging. That's what I think. That's Nikki's point. It's like, hey, how do you know what it does to the skin?
Well, because so a human being's immune system, right, is, without getting too scientific on it, it's oxygen based, and it works depending on, if you want to know how well your immune system is going to work, right? It depends on how much oxygen is getting into your body and how fast it's moving when it gets there through your bloodstream and what have you. You see what I'm saying? And your dermis, your skin, is one of the quickest ways for oxygen to enter in the body. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, of course you breathe, right, but the air is touching you at all times. So
I think that a lot of women are very beautiful. We wear makeup all the time. I think Reese, you should think about that a little bit more, because I understand that some men don't like it when it's like all caked up and it just doesn't look natural, and she looks like a totally different person when she removes the makeup. But women who wear it gracefully, or it looks good.
You know what? I gotta be honest about something.
Yeah.
The artistry of makeup is fascinating.
Yeah.
The way, I gotta be real about that. The way you can change someone's appearance, you know what I mean? And do it, you can look differently from one day to the next. Okay, it's beautiful art, right? But there's a medical downside to that. And not only that, coming from a father's perspective, I got 2 daughters. You know what I mean? I like the way my daughters look. You see what I'm saying? I have not seen there's a medical downside to that. And not only that, coming from a father's perspective, I got 2.
Sorry, it's Jen. She's radio.
Oh, coming from a father's perspective, right? I have not seen my daughter's head in over 10 years.
Well, when you stop talking about your daughters on this public platform, they're gonna come on here like, my daddy, no, he ain't right.
We already had all these documents. So, you got to understand where I'm coming from, because this is important. I want to see their
daddy. I get it.
I want to see their hair and their faces. I want to see my kids that I made. I don't want to see a clone or a cyborg, an art project.
Osmosis said something. He said that she's too prideful. Tasha is going gonna double down. She is. I heard that interview. She is not backing down. It sounds like anyway in her thought process in this moment, she was like, I'm gonna fight it until I can't fight it no more. And I'm gonna drag her through every court case I can drag her through. And I'm gonna spend, she said, I don't care how much it costs, that she's gonna defend her name and her First Amendment right. So Jen, what you think about this? Because hi Jen.
Speaking of no makeup, I'm like, not wearing. I'm like, right? You said that.
Yep, you don't need it. Look at you, girl. You look good. How are you?
I'm good. I was just like, I'm like, I was gonna do a stream about this, but I was like, nah, whatever, because I don't really know all the details. But listening to you, I'm like, wait a damn minute. Wait a minute. And I'm just like you, I'm 50-50 because I don't feel sorry for Cardi B. She literally said in the video that Daryl shared, I'm doing this because I can't put my hands on people anymore.
Yeah, she did.
I don't know how she wasn't dragged through court. I don't know what kind of attorney Tasha K had. There is video of this woman saying, she literally sets up dudes that I'm not making this up. I'm not even paraphrasing. On the Breakfast Club, she is saying if she doesn't like a guy, she will send one of her trans friends that looks real good, that looks like a woman, to suck his whatever. She said in public. She said she doesn't fight. She said she's not a fighter. She doesn't. She's from the same neighborhood I am. I understand the lingo and the environment, the type of person. She doesn't fight. That she hires people. She'll give $200-300 to somebody so they can go beat their, you know what I mean, ASS. Wow. Okay, she's in a court case because she got these two women jumped by these two men in a club. She stakes claim to a gang, a New York gang. So I'm like, I don't know how all of this didn't come up in court. Like,
I do think it did. I think it did. But the thing was, the things that Tasha K said were unrelated to that, right? It was like about her having like a genital disease, whatever, STD, but she was able to prove that she really didn't have it. So that was, she was able to prove that was a lie, right? And then Tasha K had to then admit that it was a lie. So that was like, that was really it. I think she stuck to like the facts of that. Tasha K did try to mention her history, her background, how she admitted to robbing the dudes and everything. But then I think that even backfired because they were like, well, she didn't say she was a prostitute. She said she robbed the dudes, right? Like,
yo, I got a question.
So it was like they were able to get out of that, even that allegation, because I feel like what she did say that she would drug them, right? And then when they went,
she would offer them sex. They would think that they were getting sex, right? And then she would drug them and rob them. But I'm dumbfounded. I'm still when you bring up the
and didn't a guy surface that was like, I remember that she did that to me. Yeah. And he like had a whole live video where he talked about his experience being robbed, but he wasn't going to go through with like
I call cap on the system. And this is where I agree with Tasha K, because I'm not a fan of hers either. But this is where I agree with her. It's really, she's fighting the system. Like Cardi B was catapulted to the position that she is. Whoever doesn't believe that, I got a bridge to sell you. Okay. Cardi B was catapulted. She's put on the cover of Vanity Fair and Vogue. And you know what I mean? She's selling Pepsi now. So for them to push the issue of, oh, she lost acting jobs because, you know, you're dragging her name through the mud and her reputation. Cardi B did that on her own. You think that Pepsi, you think that Puma, Reebok, whoever the sneaker sponsor is she's working with, you think that they didn't know her history? It's the first thing they ask you when you
I mean, everybody knows that she used to be, because I mean, she was on Love and Hip Hop, and that's how she really blew up. And she was clear about her history on there. She even talked about some of the things that she did on that show.
And when a huge company is going to endorse you, they want to know all the bones in your closet. Her bones weren't even in the closet. They were out. They were out. So how are you going to say that she was losing work when all these companies know her history, but all of a sudden now she's losing work because of herpes? She
said that they didn't want to do intimate scenes with her. I don't think she necessarily lost the jobs, but then like the actors were uncomfortable doing intimate scenes with her when it was necessary, and she was able to prove all of these millions of dollars that she lost in endorsement deals, etc. So
that's crazy.
But you know what I will say though, Jen, do you think that a lot of those companies didn't know the history though? Because like, you know, now they know she's Cardi B, right? And she's like famous, but do they know what she did when she was on Love and Hip Hop, all that stuff?
Yeah, they absolutely know. I've gotten gigs that were tiny in comparison to a Pepsi endorsement, and even they want to know what's in your history. Do you have any nude photos online? Are there any sex tapes there? And those are little gigs. So you know that Pepsi is on it. Like Pepsi knows whether or not your followers are fake or real. They are on it before. And that's why I'm saying that I agree with Tasha K when she says it's bigger than Cardi B. The protection that she has is for a reason. And I think it's partly what Philly is saying, that it's like, it's just her influence. They want her in that position for protecting her for a reason. But trust me, those companies know her history. They know what she said. They know what she's about. To this day in 2022, she still represents the gang in New York City to this day.
So it's likely that she really just kind of dramatized this situation so that she could win the court case, and that she really didn't lose any real disposable.
And people say, well, people could change, people grow. People, here's why I don't put that on Cardi B, is because to this day she's still caping for that gang. To this day she's still telling women to sleep with men for money. To this day she's still on stage, you know what I mean, twerking and presenting herself as someone who's a sex worker to this day. So there hasn't been growth. I don't know why people talk about growth, right? And just to prove to you that it's BS, look at how she was dressed for court. It shows that she knows the difference between presenting like a normal human being, okay, productive human being who's conservative, and an entire stripper. She knows the difference, but she's playing system. You have to go to court with the big bow and the long coat, and you have to
look like an innocent, right? You have to. Right.
That's why I don't feel sorry for her. She's just going the Karen route, because one, is lucrative, and out of her own mouth she said, I can't put my hands on people. That's why I don't like being a celebrity, because I can't put my hands on people anymore. So I'm gonna sue you, because now she's in a different tax bracket.
Yes, she said that in that video.
Right. So now they're telling her, you know, you can hurt her pockets, and that'll really bother her. Really, how I do that? You can sue for defamation. And that's what people with money do. They don't put hands on people. But I mean, it's coming out of her mouth. She's not covert. You know what I mean? She's very open about who she is. It's just, I don't know. I think Tasha K is going to pursue it because it's
she did. She said she's going to pursue it.
I saw the video earlier today. I think it's even if she loses in the Supreme Court, it's excellent press for her to be attached with Cardi B for however long it takes. So even if she does it,
she's trying to kind of supplement this income that she might lose.
The amount of press that she's going to get on the journey is going to fill her pockets. It doesn't matter if she loses, but every time she goes to court and every time Cardi has to show up in court, Tasha K gets mentioned. So it's smart.
Yo, this case is going to pay for itself. This case is going to pay for itself.
That's what she's hoping to do. Before I wrap up, I want to ask you, Jen, what impact do you think this will have on YouTube creators, like content creators? Do you think that we really need to scale back and think about like the types of information we put out and how that may affect the masses? What do you think?
I absolutely, and this is why I'm watching the case, not so much because I care about either one of them, but I'm a YouTuber. We're all YouTubers, so we have to see how this is going to pan out, right? Because it's going to change the environment, because a lot of people are loose with their mouth on YouTube, right? I've had things said about me where it's like I had a slew of people harassing me for, I mean, like 2 years later, people are still harassing me about stuff. And I've thought about suing people myself, because what can you do when that person has a bigger following, right? Other than sue. Are you willing to put the time in? Is it worth it? Does this person have a big enough following where it's going to give you press? But I think it's absolutely going to change the environment. And it should. I mean, if I had to choose, I'd rather people weren't as defamatory as they are. I'd rather that than having freedom of speech, because I can have freedom of speech. I can have an opinion. but the stuff that people are getting away with on YouTube is too far.
It's too far. It's too far. Like the lies that I've heard about other people and me myself have experienced, even what I've heard about you, and I was like, let me watch it for myself and realize that it was like nothing like what people said it was. So I've heard those lies, and I'm like, I'm very skeptical about who I listen to, as far as like, oh, you tell me something about a person, I'm like, nah, let me figure it out for myself. You know, you have to be very careful, and I hope it does set a tone for people, and that they really be like, let me think about what kind of things I'm saying about people. You don't think it's gonna change anything, Reese? Because you laughing. Like, Reese is like, it ain't gonna change nothing. I hope that it changes, what at least make people think about what they say about other people, if it's a lie or not. Right?
You know,
like,
it might open up a door for YouTubers to start suing each other.
Oh yeah.
Hey, if that's what it is, let me. Where the lawyer at? Lawyers? No, like
I actually spoke.
Oh my God, Information Man is on here, and I literally want you to say what you got to say, because I'm supposed to be doing a whole nother show.
That dude, Information Man. Listen,
hey,
that
how
dude,
y'all doing?
I spoke to an attorney, Lana. I was already on my way to pursue a case with someone in particular that we all know, and I spoke to an attorney about defamation. Long before this Cardi B thing, I was already thinking about that for this person. But when the Cardi B thing happened, I was really like, oh, so you can do this. So I did speak to an attorney about it, because some of it goes too far.
Right. Information Man. Let me Information Man. What you got to say?
I'm just gonna be brief. I just got in. Two things. I'm going to be doing a show on Sunday, and I'm going to have the Empowered Esquire on. She's an attorney. I've done videos with her, and we are going to break down what the ramifications. I think that this case has opened up a big gaping hole for you to see other bloggers get sued by celebrities in particular. And because of Cardi B's position, and I agree with Jen, that she's been put in a position, and I think Tasha K they used her as an example as to say, this is what we can do to all of you. So they went after the big dog. Some would say that she was the big dog. And if they could do this to her, they can do this to anybody. And it opens the door for these celebrities to sue any of us who have an opinion about them that may not be true or could be true. We don't know, but I'm going to discuss this with her. And I also want to say this.
And I will be tuning in. When is it?
Thank
Again,
you.
Can you tell me?
It's going to be on Sunday around 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 o'clock Western Time, 4 o'clock Central Time. And it should be a good show, because me and her, we covered a lot of other cases. And she is a former prosecutor. She is legitimate. And we're going to break it down, because I think it's something that we can learn a lot from this as bloggers on YouTube, or whatever it is that you do. But this is the thing that I'm disappointed with. You know, Cardi B, she got away with some serious shit. When you're sitting up here, and this is not alleged, this is what she said out of her mouth, so she can't sue you over this. And she said that when she was doing her stripping, you guys were just talking about it, that she would lure men back to a hotel.
That's right.
With the thought that they were going to have sex with her. And then I don't know what she used to knock them out, so I can't speculate that, but they would wake up and they would be robbed. And then there was rumors, I'm going to say allegedly, that she would let her friends of a certain sexual persuasion, if you know what I mean, have their way. That's called, I'm not going to use that word, it's called the R word, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And could you imagine if Cardi B was a man? I just got to keep it real. If Cardi B was a male male entertainer, and he had to come out, and she had to come out and said, "Hey, I did this to women," her career would probably be over with the black community. So I wonder if she gets a pass. I hate to go here like this. I wonder if she gets a pass because she is female, or does she get the pass with our community? Because let's be honest, there's a lot of people that can relate to a Cardi B because they probably live that lifestyle themselves. So therefore, they could say, oh, let's give her a pass. I even heard people say, well, she was only 15. That's a lie. She was in her 20s when she did that. She was an adult.
Yeah.
So I think we give people in our community a break sometimes, especially because maybe you live that lifestyle yourself.
I do think gender is a big part of it.
Yes. And so I'm disappointed in our people because I'm not trying to make a judgment, but we're buying music from a woman, and she has a right to make the music that she wants to make, but we're buying music. Some of us are listening and buying music from a woman who did engage in something that is considered a felony.
Right.
And I think I think they were looking at trying to get her. I don't know what happened in that case. And we're also looking at a woman who has already shown us when she got caught on video that she doesn't let her kids listen to her music. That tells you everything you need to know. When her child walked in the room and she turned the music off, she did the responsible thing as a mother, but you got to ask yourself as a parent, if Cardi B would do that with her own music, then what would you do for your child? Why would we let our kids listen to her music?
That's why I said what I said. You surprised that I don't want my daughters to hear her?
No.
Take care, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you guys so much. I am going to go to CYP show right now. And I was supposed to be on it 10 minutes ago. But yeah, thank you, Jen, so much for coming. I appreciate everything you guys said. I can't wait to cut this up and highlight what you said, Jen, because it was powerful. And Reese from Philly, I appreciate you. You support me. I know. Thank you guys so much, Gems and Jewels. I will holler at y'all later.
Bye. Good night, ladies.
Yeah. Good night.